going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Philly Dallas podcast. My name is John.
Peter,
As
what's up?
Peter, welcome back. It's been a while, but we have a lot to catch up on. Philly season started. Eagles making trades, re-signing players, extending players. Sixers, 5 games left in the season, making a playoff push potentially for that sixth spot. A lot to catch up on, so let's get right into it. All right, first up on the agenda today is the Phils. I'm wearing the road. I just combined gray and road. Gray road jersey for today because we are on the road. We are playing the Washington Nationals. 2-4 for the first 6 games, not looking the best. Peter and I watched the game together where Aaron Nola gave up 7 or 8 runs in 3 or 4 innings. Not looking the best after coming off that contract. I went to the game in the rain where Harper had 3 home runs. Pretty cool. Thank God I didn't go the next day to see them lose. Peter, how would you evaluate the Phillies' first 6 games? It's early, but still.
I don't know, man. I feel like it's hard to evaluate it, but they're not hitting really.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that feels like the biggest issue, honestly. I mean, Bryce had those 3 home runs in that one game, but
Yeah.
overall, he hasn't been like great. I mean, he has 4 hits on the season.
Yeah.
Um, and I
Take
feel
away
like,
the take away the home runs. He has 1 infield hit.
yeah, I mean, Marsh and Schwarber have been the best 2 hitters on the team so far, at least like hitting wise or average wise.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to say. I mean, what do you think is like what do you make of it so far?
I think that they're going up to the plate with no approach.
Yeah.
They're just free swinging. Um, you can see it. A lot of them are pressing. Castellanos, especially, he's going back to what he did in 2022. I mean, I know for the majority of last year, the first, I'd say 70% of games, he looked great. He's going back. He's swinging at that low and outside slider. He
Yeah.
has no approach. I would say the guys that have changed their approach, JT, Boehm, Marsh, they look good. They're short contact swing is getting to the ball. And arguably, you could say Boehm and Schwarber, and even Marsh have been our best 3 hitters. I know everyone wants to say Harper, he had 3 home runs. That was cool, but he has 1 infield hit if you take away that game.
Yeah.
Outside of the home runs, he has hit nothing really hard. Same goes with a lot of the lineup. Johan Rojas, he has 1 fielder's choice on the year. That is the only thing that he's done productive. He's gotten caught on the base paths. He's got caught stealing. Um, his play in center field's been good. I mean, there hasn't really been a crazy play that he's had to make yet.
Yeah.
So, I would, if I were Dombrowski or Topper, I would either bench him or send him down to AAA to get him more at bats.
But like, did you think that he was going to be
No,
able to hit? I
no,
mean, I didn't. I feel like he's out there to field. I mean, and it hasn't worked out
it's
so
just he's out there to field, but you can't have someone out there going 0 of 16. And I know you're like, oh, well, Castellanos 2 of 17 or whatever he is. Yes, but he is a proven hitter. Like he's an MLB level hitter.
yeah.
So this sun is going crazy. He's an MLB level hitter. He's an all-star. He's a silver slugger. He's a proven hitter that will get it going. Johan Rojas is, I mean, he's never hit at the major league level and it's short. Probably,
He hit like what? He hit like I think he hit like 322 in the
yeah, 302 last year.
302 what he
Um,
had last year.
but
So
it was against teams like the Pirates and stuff
yeah.
like that. So you can't really. I mean, we saw what happened in the playoffs when he faced major league elite level pitching. He was
Yeah.
overpowered by like 96 miles an hour. So yeah, I would bench him. I would put Witt in left field, move Marsh to center. Even though Witt's like 1 for 15, he's a
Yeah,
proven
Witt's been
guy.
bad.
He's been bad. He's won a batting title. He's proven. I think that we're just accustomed to these slow starts, and you got to trust these guys to
Yeah.
break it. Um, you have an easy schedule coming up. You have Washington, you have St. Louis, you have Cincinnati, you have Pittsburgh, you have Kansas City. The only team that you play that's really a great team down this in this next month is San Diego, and even they're struggling.
Yeah.
To look ahead, Los Angeles, Colorado, Chicago White Sox. There's none of those teams are going to make the playoffs. None except maybe the Padres. So you need to finish 8, 9 games above 500 to close out April because I'm looking
Yeah.
at it and your May's kind of rough. You got a couple playoff teams. And then your June, July, August is, I mean, you get pounded in August. So you need to start the season strong. Couple more notes. Aaronola. I don't mean to curse, but holy shit, dude. Um, Me and Peter were watching him pitch.
He got shelled, man.
He got crushed. You could tell by the second batter of the game that he did not have his stuff. 91, 92 on the fastball down the middle. No movement on his cutter. His changeup was flat. His curveball was hanging. Once he settled in, he would settle in for a few batters and then come out the next inning and give up even more runs.
Yeah.
I like that we signed him because we didn't let Atlanta get him, who was the only other team really bidding for him. Because I know if he went to Atlanta, they'd fix something and he'd be a Cy Young.
Yeah.
But he needs to get it going. It's one game, but he pitches tonight against Washington. Washington sucks. They're one of the worst teams in the league.
Got
Get
to
it
get it
going
going.
tonight. Go 6, 7 innings, give up 1, 2, 3 runs through 6 innings. I'll take.
He's
Avoid
gonna
the home
go.
run.
Watch. He's gonna be amazing. I feel like this is like the classic Noah. Like he's gonna be great for like
Mhm.
5 innings, and then he's gonna get shelled.
That one inning where he gives up like 2, 3 runs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's if he avoids the home run, he wins. We win games when he doesn't give up home runs. He gave up the most home runs in the MLB among starters last year.
Yeah.
So that's that's something. On a more positive note, Zach Wheeler, he has gone 12 innings and gave up 1 earned run.
He's a beast.
Um,
Earn the
Amazing.
contract money.
100% earned that 40, $50 million per year. Arguably we win that game the other night if Stott doesn't make the error at second base. He made an error and then 2 runs scored after that on a base hit. Not Wheeler's fault. He should have been out of the inning.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, not much to say about Wheeler. He's been perfect. I mean, exactly what you want your ace. But yeah, 2-4 through 6 games. They preached we got to get off to a fast start to contend for the
Yeah.
division. I
Yeah.
think everyone knew we weren't going to contend for the division. The Braves are a monster. They scored 20 runs in their first 2 games. I mean, and we got lucky in that
So
third game to take one. That Duvall dropped the ball in left field. Bone made a nice swing, but Duvall dropped the ball. They had a couple of bats with runners in score position that they didn't capitalize on. Um, yeah, Braves are a monster. Braves are gonna be the best. I wouldn't be surprised if the Braves win the World Series this year, to be honest. Um, but it would be the most Phillies thing ever to get in as a wild card and beat them again.
that would be pretty
Um,
Philly.
yeah, and also in other news, we're gonna show a picture right now. If you guys haven't seen it, new city jerseys dropped. Peter, how do you feel about the Philly city jerseys?
I don't like him. Not
You
gonna
don't like
lie.
them? What do you
But
not
I
like
mean,
about them?
I just feel like they're not Phillies jerseys. They're just not. It feels like I'm looking at a
Yeah.
Union jersey.
And that's kind of
But
what Nike and Fanatics were going for when they created these City Connect jerseys. They want it to be nothing like the actual Phillies jerseys or team jerseys itself. If you look at any team, it's kind of hard to if you had no words or anything on it, it'd be hard to say like what team that goes with.
yeah,
Um,
I guess. Like I feel like the more I look at it, like it's cool, but like I don't
it's
know. Like to
weird.
me, I don't see Phillies jersey in that, and I don't really like that.
Hmm.
I might just be being weird about it, but I like the powder blues are Phillies jerseys,
Yeah.
man. And the white jerseys with the red stripes, those are Phillies jerseys.
Yeah, I agree.
Um,
Um,
so
it's a
but like
like
they're
weird concept.
yeah, they look weird, but I mean, maybe they'll grow on me.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't like the navy blue pants. I think that
Yeah,
if you're playing at home, I'm really traditional. You should wear white pants.
yeah,
Unless it's an alternate jersey, then it's fine. But this is more. I think it would look a lot better with white pants, and um, I don't love that it says Philly on the chest. I think it should be the Liberty Bell, like up in the corner.
hey,
I
that
think
would
it'd
be
be really cool, and then Philly across the cap if you're gonna put Philly somewhere. I wouldn't mind that, or just Liberty Bell, Liberty Bell. Make it simple. The font on the back, I don't know if you saw the Trey Turner 7 on the back. It's like the 7 goes like this.
hmm.
It's like weird. It like cuts in for no reason. It's weird. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Uh, uh, if I had to rate
Well,
it, I'd
well,
give it like
Trey
a
Turner though. Trey Turner's got to be better.
yeah.
Trey
Thank you
Turner's
for
got to be
going.
better. They
He's
they put so much money into that guy. He's got to be better.
all
He's got.
around too, fielding and hitting.
Yeah, I feel like in the games that I've watched, he's made an error in
Mhm.
like every single one.
Yeah, they
Um,
changed one of his errors to a hit. He made 3 errors, but it's
yeah.
really two. I'm still counting it as 3 errors. It was he like laid it to the side and it went right off his glove.
I just feel like it's gonna click eventually.
Yeah.
Eventually, it
I'm not
has.
doing another standing ovation for this guy. He's making 30, $40 million a year. There is no reason. If we have to get up and clap for someone to hit, kind of pathetic. You were established NL starter before you came. You hit 300 with 100 RBIs and 30 home runs, and you get here, and it's like you forget how to play baseball.
Like he was an all-star, man.
Yeah,
Like,
all-star
like
starter. So I don't know what went wrong. Um, his swing just looks very open. He's like opening up very early. I don't
yeah,
know. Maybe you need to change the stance, tweak the swing. Um, but yeah, weird. The hitters aren't really meshing. It's just the start of the year for Phillies fans is brutal. Last year was 1-6. This year was 2-4. If we're not sweeping the opening series, then we're starting off like 3, 4 games under 500.
yeah.
So massive series, in my opinion. Take 2 or 3. A sweep would be amazing. Get back up over 500. Atlanta's only 3-2, so they're not cruising at the gate like the Dodgers are winning right now. They're about to be 8-2.
Wow.
So yeah, um, just win, continue to 2 or 3, 2 or 3, 2 or 3,
Yeah.
2 or 3. They'll add up eventually, and you'll be 5, 7, 8, 9, 10 games over 500. Yeah, that's our segment on the Phillies. Just need to play better. Starting pitching's been amazing outside of Nola. Chris Sanchez went 5 innings, 8 strikeouts.
Yes.
Ranger went 5 innings, 6 strikeouts, 1 run or 2 runs. Spencer Turnbull went 5 innings,
He was good.
5 or 6 innings, and I think he had 9 strikeouts, if not eight.
Question for you: Is
Yes.
Taiwan Walker gonna get a start?
Yeah. He's supposed to come back in a week or two.
Oh,
He
he's
will
hurt. Okay.
start. Yeah, he will start where Chris Sanchez starts, and then move Chris Sanchez back to the 5 spot. I don't know how it's going to work later in the year if he continues to be bad. They said his command is good. His velocity is still down 89, 90 miles an hour on the fastball. That is a changeup nowadays.
Yeah.
I don't know how to feel. Um, Give him a start against like Pittsburgh. See how he does. If oh my
Yeah.
gosh, this sounds crazy. If sorry, if he's getting shelled against someone like Pittsburgh, then that's when you okay, give him a rehab start, move him down to the minors, let him get his groove down there for a game or two, then bring him back up. If he's still doing bad, get off the contract, trade him, take 60% of the contract, let
Yeah.
someone else pay 40%, just get off it.
Yeah. I agree.
Um, weird little and I don't know really how to feel about Taiwan Walker right now. It's kind of like you're at a stalemate, to put it in wrestling terms. You don't know
Yeah.
what to do. It's weird. But yeah. So hopefully the Phillies can get it going. Hopefully Noel gets going tonight. I need 5, 6 innings. My predictions: 6 innings, 3 runs, 6 strikeouts.
Let's go.
That's my prediction. Phillies win 7-6. That's my prediction.
I like that. I'm gonna say the same thing. All right, we're gonna talk some Eagles. Johnny, what do you make of this Hassan Reddick trade?
Hot take. Okay, this is a very hot take. I like it. Now, it sucks losing someone like Hassan Reddick. However, we were never going to pay a 30-year-old, what was it, 30 million a year? We were never doing that. And it sucks because he's such a great Philly guy for the area.
Yeah.
And he's a great player. He's in his prime. But I'm just worried about what's going to happen in 2 years. If we did sign him to that huge 3, 4 year deal in 2 years, is he going to be someone like Brandon Graham, where they're unplayable? You're playing them 40% of the snaps.
Yeah.
He's not
I mean,
getting 10
Brandon Graham's
sacks.
not unplayable, but yeah, I know what you mean.
He's getting there though. That's the
He's old
thing.
though. He's old.
And I wouldn't want to pay Hassan Reddick $30 million per year for him to be borderline mid. So
Yeah.
I like taking on Bryce Huff. Not great in the run game, great in the pass game, which
Yeah.
is great for the Fangio scheme because he runs a 4-3 with his ends in the flats anyway. So I like it. Listen, we're probably gonna get a second round pick. He has to play 75% of the snaps and get 10 sacks.
But 10 sacks that's a lot.
That's
That's a
yeah, but
lot.
he's had 10 sacks in the last 3 seasons. So I
That's
think he can
true.
get
That's
that.
true. Yeah, he
Um,
had 11 last year. So I feel like
it's
that's like his
also a next year's second, or no, it's a 20, I think it's a 2026 second,
okay.
if I'm not mistaken. So it's not next year, but it's the following year. So which is nice because the Jets could suck in 2 years. So
That
we
is
could
true.
you could see like a a 38, 39, a top somewhere from 33 to 40, early second
Yeah.
round pick, which is borderline
Yeah.
a first. Um, how do you feel about Avante Maddox? I don't,
Maddox.
yeah, I don't
Wait,
know how to
can I
feel.
talk about Reddick real quick
Yeah,
though?
yeah, oh, go, go, go.
So I love Reddick, but I I like I'm conflicted about the trade because I feel like if you think about it, it's like the Eagles traded Hassan Reddick for Bryce Huff and a third round pick.
Hmm.
So like that makes it look better. But it's really hard to say if it's gonna work out with Bryce Huff because I feel like Bryce Huff is just like a worse version of Hassan Reddick at this
Yeah,
point in his career. Like
it's like Hassan
he's
Reddick, Nolan Smith, Bryce Huff.
yeah, he's like the same guy. He's a skinny pass rusher, but he plays less snaps. He had a better he's a really good pass rusher, but
Hmm.
it remains to be seen if he's able to uh get sacks like he's been doing and play more percentage of the snaps, then it'll be great. But that's a big if. But I agree, like they weren't gonna pay
No,
Hassan Reddick.
and he knew that. That's why he wanted to go out and explore the market to see what he
Yeah,
would get paid.
I think he wanted to stay, but
Yeah,
sometimes it just
he
doesn't
said in
work
his
out.
tweet like it's a business. I have nothing but love for
Yeah,
Philly. So I know he wanted to stay and finish his career here, but if you're talking like getting paid 20 million versus 30 million a year, you're gonna take that extra
yeah,
10
it
million.
just didn't work out.
Yeah.
So
Um, Avante Maddox. I,
yeah,
I don't think he makes the roster. He signed a 1 year deal.
really,
I don't think. I think we're going to sign another safety. And I think they're probably going to realize that he has nothing left in the tank. Listen, for all I know, he might make the roster and be a good depth piece, but as we've seen in the last few recent years, he can't stay healthy. He has not gotten
sure.
healthy past like week 6. Last year was week 1, and then he came back for the playoff game or came back for the Giants game and looked unplayable. I don't think that's a good signing. I get you want good locker room leaders, but it's time to move on. That's kind of just a waste of a couple $1 million. It's only probably like 3, 4 million, but we need a new culture to this defense. The Fangio defense, we got punched in the mouth last year
Yeah,
during that last half, second half of the season. So time to change the culture. Bring in some younger guys, get out the older guys, bring in new people like Huff, like CJ, which CJ's not young, but he brings
yeah,
that culture where he's gonna
yeah,
punch you in the mouth. Um, Yeah, I'm tired of the nice guy shtick with this team that like, oh, like we're the Eagles, like we're respected, like we're really respectful players, like we're not gonna talk trash, talk that ish. Like go
yeah,
punch someone in the mouth. I'm tired of it. Like we got bullied by the Niners and then it went like this, like a downward slope the entire year. Got punched in the
yeah,
mouth by the Giants, by the Cowboys. I mean, the Tampa Bay looked like a Super Bowl team against us, then played the Lions the next week and forgot how to play football. So that was probably one of the worst games I've ever watched. In hindsight, 2020. However, new guys, new culture, young Fangio. I got trust in this defense. I'm predicting 14-3 this year. I'm going all in. I'm
okay,
saying we make the Super Bowl. I will see everyone in February. I think it's Eagles, Texans, and I think the Eagles overcome them.
let's go. All right,
That's
that was a lot.
Yeah,
That was a lot,
that is a lot. But
but
I got the ball rolling. I got to keep rolling with it.
yeah, I mean, back to Maddox.
Yeah, let's unwind
I
the
mean,
ball.
I like it. I know it's not like
A game changer.
it's not going to be a game changer. He played 4 games last year. He played 9 the year before that. But the year before that, like in 2021, he played 16. He's a solid player when he's healthy, but I don't know if he was healthy last year. Like when he did come back,
You could tell
I mean,
that there was something definitely
yeah,
wrong.
he was horrible. But like when he was healthy, he was a really good slot. He was a good slot DB.
Hmm.
Like he was like good. He wasn't like great, but he was good. Um, he made plays, so I mean, hopefully he'll be solid. But I agree though, and I think that with the new guys coming in, like I feel like Devin White will definitely add a level of like like intensity or like I
Yeah.
guess like
I don't
swagger
care
you
what his
say to the
PFF grade says.
defense.
I love that dude. Like
Yeah, he
I've
could
wanted
give
them
like
more
a
every year.
level of swagger to the defense and
Hmm.
make them like more tough. I mean, I guess it's like weird to say it, but like just like be a tough team, like a
It's so
tough out.
cliche, like, but it's so true.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's the defense has got to be the defense will be the reason that we're 14 if we do get to 14-3, like you think, like
Hmm.
because the offense is probably going to be good no matter what.
Yeah.
Knock on wood.
Yeah.
But
Well, that's what we said last year, so it's definitely knock on wood.
yeah, so the defense will be the reason because they have to really step it up.
I also like that we went out and got established coordinators that have been doing this for years.
That's
That
huge. Yeah.
it's not just two brand new coordinators that are young and inexperienced, that they've gone through their fair share of playoff games and they've gone through good coaching stints and bad coaching stints and good locker rooms and bad locker rooms. So they got have a mix of everything, just bringing a ton of experience, a ton of versatility. I just I got a lot of hope in the Eagles this year. It kind of feels like draft night when we traded for AJ Brown and
Yeah.
we were stacking the cards on the table. It kind of feels like that, like 2 years ago. I'm excited to see what they do in the draft. I still have I think they're probably gonna go guard in the first round. Just a Howie thing to do.
Really. I feel like they might go tackle.
Yeah, guard or tackle. I know they're
I don't
going to
know.
line. We don't need a corner in the first round, even though we'd like one. I'd like Nate Wiggins. I like
I'd like a
Terrion
corner. I'd like a
Armstead
corner.
or Terrion Arnold. Um, I'd like a corner, but it's fine. I trust Howie. I know he knows what he's doing. He's going all in. Listen, for all I know, he could make a midseason trade and go get someone else like Pat
Yeah.
Surtain. So, last on the Eagles list is the 3-year, 55 million, I think, extension on Jordan Mailata. Correct me if I'm wrong. I do not know if that's right. Just want to double check because I don't want to mess this up. No, 3 year, 66 million. My bad. I knew it was a double number. Um, he will be through with the team through 2028. He has his good games, but he has his bad games as well, where he gets holding
He makes
penalties.
mistakes.
Yeah, I mean everyone does, but he is the fourth highest paid offensive tackle in the league, which is crazy to think about. Peter, how do you feel about Jordan Mailata in general, and how do you feel about the extension to pay him 66 million for 3 years?
Yeah, I mean, I love Jordan Mailata, honestly. Uh, I think he's very good. I think he can just get better. I mean, he's been playing football for what, 5 years?
Yeah.
I feel like he's just going to get better. I know he does let up sacks
Hmm.
from time to time, but I think that like I think that he's close to being like elite. I mean, he was all pro second team twice.
Yeah.
So I think that he can really I think it's a good signing. It's like the same thing with the Dickerson signing. Like he's a great player. You got to lock him up. Like you can't just let guys like that walk.
Hmm.
Especially because he's like a homegrown guy. Like he was a seventh round pick.
Yeah.
Great
And
story. There's no
he
way the Eagles will ever let him go.
and they're young too. Like they're both 26, 27 years old.
Yeah. I
So I
mean,
mean,
they're
this
gonna
is
be
going to
here.
be, yeah,
Yeah.
they're going to be here probably for their whole careers until they're like maybe like Jason Peters, where they're
Yeah.
like 32 and washed up. But
Yeah.
I I love it. I think that if there's one guy on the O line that has Jalen's back, no matter what, it's him. You always see him and Jalen or him
Yeah.
comforting Jalen and making sure that Jalen knows like that
Picking up for him.
exactly, picking him up, sticking him up, everything like or sticking up for him. Um, I love Jordan Mailata. I think he's my favorite offensive lineman. Like personality wise, he's just a great locker
Yeah.
room guy. I love Lane Johnson, but sometimes Lane is very like methodical and calm. Jordan
Yeah.
Mailata is very outgoing, like very funny. Like just
Good
an
singer.
aw
He's a great singer.
yes, just an awesome dude. Like just a guy that
Yeah.
you love to have on your team.
Yeah.
So
I
I
agree.
think this is great. He got paid. He earned it. Uh, it's go time for the Eagles after the Sixer season, which we're getting to next. It's go time, dude. I'm all in on the Eagles this year. Last year I was a
I'm
little skeptical.
optimistic.
Yeah, I'm way more optimistic than pessimistic. Usually I'm pessimistic on every team, but I think this is going to be a great year for the Eagles. I really do. All right, last but not least is the Philadelphia 76ers. Amazing win last night. Win of the year. Peter didn't watch it last night. He texted me, "How was the game?" I said, "Amazing. It was the best win all year." Peter then watched it this morning. Peter, initial reaction. What was your first takeaway from the game after you watched it?
Hey man, I mean, it felt like they were able to come back from some adversity, which I feel like is something that they would not have done last year. Like I was just like imagining, I was imagining Nick Nurse like in the locker room, like to those guys that were here last year, would you have won or lost that game?
Yep.
They would have lost that game. And I feel like they just are a tougher team. They're a tougher out. And I mean, just like up and down the roster, I just love the guys they got. It
Deep.
made
They're
it.
deep.
I know that Paul Reed or not Paul Reed, Tobias Harris was out, which was I feel like that kind of helped.
Man, that sucked.
Yeah. And if Melton and Covington come back, which is a big if, that would be huge. But I think what they got is really, really good. So, what do you think about the game?
So obviously everyone's going to point to Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid. Obviously, they scored almost. I think they scored over 65 points combined last night,
Yeah,
and Joel Embiid didn't even score a point in the fourth quarter. Um, but I'm going to talk about the my number one takeaway is our role players. These are the best role players that we've had since I became a fan of the Philadelphia 76ers back in 2016. I
yeah.
mean, you got guys like Batum scoring
Even
zero.
better. I think this is
Z
the best of the Embiid era.
Oh no,
Definitely.
no, no! This by far is the best team of the Embiid era, and these are the best role players. You got guys like Batum, 7 assists, 4 rebounds, 0 points. Lowry, 8 points, 5 assists, 6 rebounds.
Hit some big threes too. Lowry did.
Huge,
Lowry hit some
and
big
and
threes.
the poke away steal that led to the
Yes.
Maxi three that got us within
Yes.
three. Um, you got guys coming off the bench like Kenyon Martin, giving you nice
Yeah.
rotational minutes in the
KJ
dunker
Martin was
spot.
great yesterday. He
In
was
the
awesome.
dunker spot, coming up with those put back layups, going up for the offensive rebounds, diving for the loose balls. Cameron Payne coming in. I know he had 3 fouls in the first like 5 minutes, but
Yeah.
awesome
Solid.
guy. Spread the floor, pass the rock around.
Good
Um,
offensive player.
yeah, Buddy Hield has been as good as he
Sucked
was his
lately.
first 4 games, were
Oh
scoring
man.
20 points. He's been pretty brutal. He's had some wide open looks from three. I think he had 4 wide open looks from 3 last night, missed all of them. I
Yeah.
think if he can get it going, that's the key. Because if he could play in the
Yeah.
Embiid minutes with the bench, and when Embiid gets tripled, you can find that wide open 3 point shooter. I mean, I think a perfect rotation, in my opinion, when Embiid comes off, when Embiid goes to the bench and then he comes back on with the backups. Embiid, Lowry, Martin, Healed, Batum. Those five.
Yeah. Having Lowry and Batum as well as Healed in there, I feel like
Yes.
those guys are all
All
like
spread the
catered
floor.
to him.
You
Yeah.
you guys great role players, all athletic except for Kyle Lowry, but that's
And
your
Buddy Healed,
facilitator.
not really,
Yeah,
but
Buddy Hield. But you have um Batum and Lowry who can really are great facilitators,
Batum is
great
the
entry.
best entry passer the Sixers have ever
I've
had.
I've ever seen. He throws the best entry passes. Sometimes he'll get a little careless with them like last night, but when he's not, when if you that play that we always run where Batum screens for Maxi, he pops off, and then he gets the ball at the top of the key, and then he throws it to Embiid.
Yeah.
That play is amazing because
Money.
he throws the best entry pass, and Embiid's right at the rim every time he throws it.
Yeah.
Oubre closing out. We went
Awesome.
down 9 with like 6 minutes left, and then Kelly Oubre just took over.
Is
And
Oubre the third best player on the Sixers now?
yes,
I'm gonna say yes, which I
100.
would not
It's
have
not close.
said. I wouldn't. There's no way I would have said this a month ago.
No,
He's
no, I would have said
come.
a month ago too.
I feel like he really has come on to be like he's awesome, man. He's
So these
awesome.
are these are his stats in the last I think 10, 12 games. 18 points, 25 points, 32 points. And then he'll have occasional games like this 2 of 11 with 4 points. That's where it sucks. That's like a Kelly Oubre game where he's just taking every shot imaginable.
Shot chucking.
17 points. Then he didn't play against the Kings. 12 points, 19, 18, 22. He's averaging 15 a game. He's getting paid like what, $4 million?
Yeah.
You take that every time. I'm re-signing him 3 years, $24 million. I'm giving him 8 a year. That's how
We'll see.
confident I am.
He's probably gonna get paid, bro.
Yeah, someone's gonna give him like 3 years, 40.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna pay him. But honestly, this is the best shot we got, right? We're right now, we're half a game out the 6 seed. We're in the 7 spot. Or no, we're in the 8 spot, half a game out the 7, one full game out the 6. Heat and Miami, or not Heat Miami, Heat Indiana. Um, they play each other. What day do they play each other? They play each other on Sunday. That is a huge game. Now, if the
Yeah.
Heat beat the Pacers and we continue to, I fully think the Sixers can win out. They play um
If
Grizzlies.
yeah, Grizzlies, Spurs, Pistons, and then Magic, Nets.
But if they just lock in, like if they really just lock in, they can win every game from here on out. You can go on an 8 game winning streak riding into the playoffs. Because if you win out, you're getting to the playoffs. Like there's no
Yeah.
shot you're not getting that 6 spot.
Oh, I
And
agree, man. I feel like it's if they get into that 6 seed, that's a game changer for them because I think Cleveland in the first round
yes.
rather than Milwaukee, although Milwaukee's kind of free falling right now, they're 13 and
Yeah,
13.
but all it takes is Giannis and Dame to get that devil magic for one game.
Yeah, in their last like 26 games or like under Doc Rivers, they're 13 and 13.
Yeah. The only thing that scares me is um if we do get into play in and play Boston in the first round, that's a scary matchup. I don't I want it, my heart says like, oh, we're gonna win, but probably not.
And like
Boston is on a tear this year.
yeah,
Uh
Boston is tough. Boston's tough. Like
Now if you meet
if you're
them
gonna
in the
play
conference finals, that's way different because they're tired and
build
stuff
some
like that.
momentum, build some momentum.
Exactly.
I think
Um,
them I think playing Milwaukee also is terrible. That's also like them and Boston is like worst case scenario, I
yes.
think. Because Milwaukee, although they have Doc Rivers and it'd be awesome to play Doc Rivers, but like Giannis and Brook Lopez are like gods against the Sixers. Like it's like the worst possible players to put up against
Yeah.
Joel Embiid because like they're huge.
Yeah, and Brook Lopez makes every three from the hash mark on that side. They'll go every single time against
He's
us.
the
And then
best
I'll
player of all time
yeah,
against the
and then
Sixers.
I'll watch him play against teams like the Pistons, and he'll just miss. Like I
Yeah.
don't know what it is, but if we can get that 3 spot, you play Cleveland in the first round, and in the second round potentially Milwaukee. That's a good matchup for the second round. If it's not Milwaukee, say Milwaukee chokes against someone like Miami, Indiana, you're playing someone like Miami or Indiana, which I think you easily take that series in the second round.
I think Miami, I know they beat them last night. I still feel like that'll be a tough game, especially because they're getting Hero back.
Hot take.
Um,
I am not afraid of the Miami Heat at all. Like, I know you watched, everyone watched. If Miami is not making these, sorry for my language, these bullshit chuck threes that they make, like Bam Adebayo off the glass, Haywood Highsmith, 35-footer off the
Haywood
glass,
Highsmith was good
Caleb
good last.
Martin is shooting shots where his legs are going like this. And they're just drilling. It's like a line drive, just goes right in.
Yeah,
If they're not making these chuck threes, I saw last night the key to beating Miami, do not let them shoot the three. If you let them take their twos, let them take the
yeah,
twos. You're gonna win if you let them take their twos because you're eventually gonna stop letting them take the twos and stop letting them score. The thing about the Sixers is, and I've noticed this a lot, whenever we play and there's shooters in the corners and someone drives from the wing, we just close out on the
yeah.
drive and the corners are wide open. Every game. It's every game.
Help. The help is
Yes.
egregious sometimes. It's too much.
I don't know if that's Nick Nurse's play style, if he tells him to do that, if he's not, but it's every game.
You know who's really egregious at that?
Too.
Tobias.
Yes. And,
Dude,
and Tobias
Tobias
over
is so
helps.
bad with that.
And especially, it's the worst when Toby's on a wing defender and someone drives to the middle. And then Toby picks up when the guy's driving to the paint. And then someone just wide open on the wing.
I
Uh,
sometimes think he's like a horrible defender. He
I
really
think
is
he's the
sometimes.
most unathletic 6'8" basketball player I've ever seen in my entire life. He walks like how I run in my dreams, or how he like plays defense like when you can't move your arms and like you're staggered in your dream. That's how he plays. Um, I just think that this team is so much better with Tobias on the bench and not in the starting lineup.
Dude, I think that Oubre and Batum in the starting lineup might have to be
Yes, if
because
Buddy Hield was making threes, I would say Buddy Hield over Oubre, but he's been so bad recently that you got to go with Kelly.
yeah, and Batum is a must start when
He's a
Embiid's in
lock.
there. He scored 0 points last night. He made a couple bonehead plays, but the offensive rebounds that he got towards the end of the game were huge, and as
Hmm.
well as the like the steals and the defense that he
Yeah.
does are amazing, and he really moves the ball well. The same thing with Lowry. Like they're both really unselfish players, and I feel like that really shows. Like looking at the stat sheet, it looks like they suck.
Yeah, you're never gonna
Especially
get like you're never gonna see the positive results that they do on the stat sheet. Like they're never
yeah,
gonna
because
stop
like
it.
but especially with Batum, like he went what like 0 for 4 or
Yeah,
something. He was bad at shooting the ball, but he really can find other way. Like when Buddy Hield is not shooting well, he's horrible.
because he can't do anything else.
Yeah, I think Buddy Hield is cooked athletically. Buddy Hield is cooked. Like he's just so slow. He can't. Like, I don't know.
He is pretty cooked with
The
his
only thing
legs.
with Buddy Hield is like he was great when he came in, but I think he might just be like just not that good anymore.
If he's
Um,
hot, like if he sees one go in, he's making them
if
all.
he's hot, he's
But
great. He's
he's got to see a couple go in.
he's still an awesome shooter, but the thing like with Buddy, it's he cannot do much else anymore. And
Hmm.
his release it takes so long, you know,
Yeah, to wind
that
up in.
it's so hard for him to just you can't he can't just get it off.
Yeah,
Um, so if he's not shooting well, it's like why even have him in? Because and then he sometimes he's like tentative about it. Like he's like, oh, I can't get it off. And then he drives to the rim and turns the ball over,
yeah.
which doesn't he it feels like he does that a lot.
He
So
gets stuff to the rim almost every game. It feels like
yeah, I feel like maybe he'll take a step forward.
he's just
Uh
got to relax. Like just
yeah,
chill,
I
make the
agree.
smart play. Don't try to force it. I feel like if his first three isn't there, he'll pump fake and then just immediately sidestep and
Yes.
take the three.
Or he'll
Um,
pump fake and then he'll drive to the rim and he'll try something,
or
turn the ball over,
he'll
get blocked.
hezzy. He doesn't know what to
Yeah.
do. It's like Toby, but like a little bit better than Toby because he can move
Yes.
better than Toby. In my opinion, Toby is the most unathletic player on the team.
Close, man. It's
I
close.
I'm literally taking 38-year-old Kyle Lowry over him in athletic ability.
I
And
mean,
it's
Lowry's still move. He's still
yeah.
fast.
And he takes charges. He puts his
Yes.
body on the line. Toby's
Yes.
charging like this. Like he'll move out of the way. Like, dude, take it. Like just do something good for the team.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, if you want a chance at winning a championship, put Toby on the bench. Screw the politics. I get he's making 40 million per year. I don't care. Put him on the bench. It's what's best for the team.
Agreed.
Maybe he'll do better. Maybe he'll come off the bench and try to prove himself and work better with that second unit at Maxi. I don't know, but it's anything is better than putting him in the starting lineup and watch him just pump fake immediately 20 seconds into the game on a wide open three and then drive and turn the ball over.
Takes 12 seconds off the shot
Yep,
clock
post
and
his
then
guy up.
tries to get Maxi to bail him out.
He can't even post up like these 6'2" point guards, and then he'll throw it to someone for a grenade, and then he's just the worst. Um, but yeah, I mean that's
Oh, wait.
Sixers, 5 games
One
left.
thing. One more thing.
Yes,
Paul Reed is
off the
a
bench.
great backup center on the
Off
bench.
the bench.
I really
Yes.
think, dude, I know that you wanted on Andre Drummond all year, but I would rather have Paul Reed right now as a backup to Embiid. I know you love Drummond. He's having a good year. I'd
Yeah,
rather have him on my team
it's
right now.
hard. Um, I would like Drummond just because in the non-Embiid minutes in the playoffs, if you do go up against someone like Giannis and Brook Lopez, you can put Drummond and Paul Reed on the court together.
Yeah.
It might not work offensively, but defensively, you're gonna get that size. You're gonna get the rebounds. Whereas if it's just Paul Reed and they run a lineup of like Giannis and Brook, they're gonna get every friggin' rebound
He's
over
just
them.
like so like I just cannot
He's
imagine that
scrappy.
guy
He's
playing
scrappy.
in a like meaningful game because he turns the ball Paul or Andre Drummond. He just turns the ball over
But
so
I
much.
think he does that because he's on Chicago where he can. He has more freedom. If
Yeah,
he came
yeah.
here
He
and
did do that on the Sixers a little bit
yeah, but
though.
dude, he was a dog. In the games that Embiid wouldn't play, he'd have like 20 and 20.
Yeah.
Like he
Yeah.
was a dog. And in the playoffs, in the playoffs, if he ever got to the playoffs with us, he would have been playable. Like he would have been a playable. You can't lie. He was the best backup center that we've ever had in
Dude,
the Embiid era.
maybe I just don't I
Maybe
just
you
don't
just
love
love Paul
Andre
Reed.
Drummond.
Maybe you just have an agenda for Paul Reed.
Maybe I do. I love Paul Reed, man. I just love Paul Reed. I think
Maybe
he's
that needs to be your
awesome.
next jersey. Maybe
Dude, he's a great defender. He moved like when he rolls to the rim, it's when he's a backup, he's awesome,
yeah.
bro. He's
Yeah, it really
awesome.
is. I don't know what it is. I don't know what changes when he's a starter.
I just think he
Um,
thinks like every time he gets the ball, he's like, dude, I could totally cook right now. I
yeah,
could
and he
cook.
does the dumbest shit. He
But
really
like I want to
does.
he's like, I want to cook. Because he really it's the funny thing is like he can do like crazy stuff.
Yeah, like
Like
he'll
he
put the ball between his
dribble,
legs like this.
he can dribble like really well. He can shoot it a little bit.
Yeah,
He doesn't do anything to like a great level. So when he does it, it
no,
makes it look stupid
it's like
unless it goes in.
what the hell is that?
Yeah.
Like he'll put the
But
ball
that's why
behind
he's
his
better.
back between his legs and then shoot like a little like 2 foot hook shot, and it's like,
Yeah, it's like you
what
don't
did I
got
just
that.
watch? Like,
Yeah, you
chill.
don't got that.
It's
But
like Toby when he tries to literally do anything at all. It's like
yeah.
Toby, what are you doing, dude? Like literally, I don't care if it's an open layup. Like, dude, what are you doing? Like you're literally
But
Tobias Harris.
overall, I'm very optimistic about the Sixers right now.
Yeah, so am
I'm
I.
loving them. I'm
A
loving them.
month ago when we were like 5 games above 500 and kind of stumbling, I was like, like we got some tough games coming up. Like we got to win these
Yeah,
games. And then when we lose by like 30, we'd be down 20 at halftime. Be like, I don't even know if Embiid's going to come back. And for the people that were saying Embiid shouldn't come back, shut the hell up. Shut up.
exactly.
Sit back, grab your beer, grab your cheesesteak, and watch greatness. You were experiencing something that you've never seen before.
Exactly.
This is a center who averaged, before he got hurt, 35, 11, and 5. Let me say it again: 35, 11, and 5, and was 26 and 7 before that Golden State game that he played 10 minutes in. 26 and 7.
I agree, man.
Embiid, when Embiid's on the Sixers have a 78 win percentage. They win 78% of their games. It's nuts. You've never seen anything like this. I've never seen anything like this in my entire life.
As a
And
Sixers fan, yeah,
this was
on the Sixers,
the worst thing that anyone could have done. Let Embiid come back healthy for the playoffs. You're done. Like you literally just messed up. You literally just ruined your team's year. Congratulations. You helped us because now we're going to end up playing Cleveland in the first round if we take care of our business. Knock on wood.
knock on wood.
Knock on wood. If we take care of our business down the stretch,
Yeah,
we're going to play Cleveland in the first round. We own Cleveland. We literally own them. Then we're going to play Milwaukee and we're going to kill Doc Rivers. We're going to absolutely get revenge on the last 3 years.
we are going to kill him.
And then it's Boston. And I think I'm sick and tired of seeing Boston beat us. And I know we are too.
Yes,
So I pray to God that we get Boston in the conference finals
which we
because I
will.
want them. I
If we
want
do
them.
get there, they'll be
Yeah.
there.
And I think it's like the Phillies. The Sixers just need to get to the Eastern Conference Finals. All the Phillies needed to do was get in the playoffs. And look, they went on their run. They lost the World Series, but they got there. All the Sixers need to do is get to that third round, get past the second round, and I think they get to the finals. I really do. Call me delusional, but I think so.
Yeah, I mean, I'm feeling great right now. Anything could happen.
Yes,
And
after that Heat game, I'm on cloud nine. I know it's a regular season game,
I
but
know.
Maxey and Embiid just put up a masterclass. So I'm on cloud
Embiid's
nine right
getting
now.
in shape. He's gonna be
Yes,
in
dude,
shape.
his face looks toned down. At the end of the game, he's not holding his knees like he was the first game.
Yeah.
I love this team. Like I
I
really
know
love
he
this
played
team.
bad at the end of the game, but or
He
in
was
the second
dead. Like
half.
he was dead. So I
Yeah,
he was just a decoy. He didn't even score in there. I think he took 2 shots in the fourth quarter. He was standing in the corner.
yeah,
I,
yeah.
I was fine with that though, because that gives
I
all the
agree.
attention to him.
Yeah, I agree.
Um, but yeah, man, it's go time right now. Sixers, Phillies, Eagles draft coming up. Like it's Flyers. I know we're not big hockey guys, but Flyers making their push. They got 5 games left too.
Sir.
Um, yeah, man, I'm ready. I'm ready for the Sixers playoff run this year. I'm ready.
All right, thank you guys. Um, make sure to like and subscribe. We'll be back next week unless something terrible happens,
Yeah, hopefully not
like the file corrupting or something like that.
something
But it
crazy.
happens. We'll be back. Thank you
Yeah,
guys for
thank you for all the support. And we'll catch you next time on the Philly Dollars podcast. Have a swell day.